Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Katja. Today we're looking at translated fiction and specifically the 10 books that I'm really excited for that are coming out in 2024. Obviously, there is a lot coming out and so many of them caught my attention, but I filtered it down to 10 because there's only so much time and I've got a huge TBR. So, without me babbling on any further, let's have a look at these. They're all books that I think offer a window into worlds, showing us experiences beyond our own, but also showing us that the human experience can be both unique and universal. So first up we have Aidnan, an epic by Linnea Axelsson, translated by Saskia Vogel and arriving on the 25th of January from Pushkin Press. This epic tale promises a blend of rich narrative and cultural depth, dives into the struggle and persistence of two indigenous Sami families over a century. Now, Axelsson is an award winning Swedish author, and her vision brought to life by Vogel's translation is bound to be a special literary journey. Number two, The Vladivostok Circus by Elisa Joao Dusapan, translated by Anissa Abbas Higgins, set for release on 8th February by Daunt Books. I love Dusapan's novel, Winter in Sokcho, which won the 2021 International Booker Prize for Translated Literature. Now, I liked her second book, The Pachinko Parlor, but definitely not as much as the first. And now I'm curious to see what the third one's going to be like. This one follows Natalie, fresh from art college in Geneva, who arrives in Vladivostok, Russia, to design costumes for a circus act. Dusapan's enchanting prose usually pulls me into her stories, and it will be interesting to see if the subtle way that she uses all these different senses around us will do the same this time. She usually provides a main character who observes the world so acutely so that it comes to life with the sights, sounds, and smells. I'm curious to see if that's going to happen again and whether the main character will work their magic on me. Number three, Your Utopia by Bora Jung, translated by Anton Her from Honford Star. This title's coming on the 13th of February, and I know that when I recommended Cursed Bunny, I had it's like such a polarized book, and this is the second collection now from Bora Jung because Cursed Bunny had a collection of short stories that were really surreal, and I think if you're a fan of those, then this sounds like it's also going to be wonderfully surreal. The narrative, no doubt skillfully translated by her, promises a unique take on futuristic themes involving capitalism, technology, and power dynamics. I suspect if you didn't enjoy Cursed Bunny, then this is probably not one for you, but I'm really looking forward to it. Number four, Butter by Asako Yuzuki, translated by Polly Barton and set for release by Fourth Estate on 29th February. Yes, 2024 is a leap year. I had to check because I didn't realize it was going to be. Anyway, is expected to provide a unique read inspired by a true story about a gourmet cook turned serial killer. Food, gender, and violence are explored in a book that was an instant hit in Japan. I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, is this going to be gruesome, gross, whatever? But it really intrigues me. I want to know how come it was such a hit. Then we go on to The Dark Side of Skin by Jefferson Tonorio, translated by Bruna Dantes Lobato. This Charco press release on the 20th of February explores the impact of racism in Brazilian society. Translated from the Portuguese, The Dark Side of Skin delves into the protagonist's quest for truth about his murdered father, offering a compelling narrative that promises to be both thought provoking and deeply moving. Wafers by Ha Seong Nan, translated by Janet Hong and set to be released on 12th March by Open Letter. This is a collection of short stories originally published in Korean in 2006. The tales are said to be in line with the unsettling, engrossing style of Ha's Flowers of Mold and Bluebeard's first wife. A bestseller in Korea, Ha Seong-nan is one of the stars of contemporary short fiction in Korea, writing edgy, socially conscious stories. Another Korean novel, A Magical Girl Retires by Solyeon Park, translated again by Anton Her, comes out to us on the 30th of April from Harper Via. This story provides a reimagining of classic fantasy tropes in a novel exploring real world challenges that are both deeply personal and universal. The search for meaning and the desire to do good in a world that feels like it's ending. Despite it being about a main character who was considering to take their own life, it is also described as taking a turn to become a fun, fast paced, and enchanting narrative that sparkles. So I'm intrigued to see how they do this. Last Date in El Zapotal by Mateo Garcia Elizondo. Translated by Robin Myers, another Chaco Press gem expected on 25th June. I say gem because I've had a lot of luck with Chaco Press. I don't know, maybe it won't be, but I'm curious. The story is said to be a ghost story, a long goodbye, and has no clear line between the living and the dead. It sounds experimental, which I've been staying away from for a few months, but I think by the time we get to June, I'll be ready, and I've got a lot of faith in the publisher. So we then get on to Goodnight Tokyo by Atsuhiro Yoshida, translated by Hayden Trowell and coming out on the 9th of July from Europa Editions. This book promises an immersive cultural experience set over several nights between the hours of 1 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. in and around Tokyo. The book is described as a mind-blowingly constructed book that is elaborate, energetic, and really brings to life the human nocturnal existence in all its mystery. And I was also getting vibes off the Netflix show Midnight Diner. I think there's two series of that, which is also set in the evenings in Tokyo and has this amazing cast of characters. I don't know if the vibe is going to be the same, but certainly when I read that, it brought that to mind. And finally, number 10, Time of the Flies by Claudia Pinheiro, translated by Francis Riddle. Chaco Press release. It is available from the 6th of August and follows Inez fresh out of prison after 15 years. The book is said to examine crimes against women versus crimes by women, culpability, fallibility, and our responsibilities to each other. Now, I loved Pinheiro's thought provoking narrative in Elena Knows and hope this book will stand out for me too. Now, if you're curious, I did a standalone review of Elena Knows, which for me was just like really, really good. And I am so excited for this one to be out. There you have it, my top 10 translated fiction picks for 2024. These books, I think, are full of promise. So I really hope they deliver. Let me know in the comments whether there are other books that are on your radar or whether you're looking forward to some of the ones that I've just discussed. Are there any that I've mentioned that really don't appeal to you? Let's chat in the comments below. And thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.